All of our aerial shots of the CMT 300 today brought to you courtesy of Durashine Advanced Auto Polish. Just wipe it on and hose it off. Durashine, now available at Pep Boys, Western Auto, Kmart, and Target Auto stores. What a magnificent view of a beautiful racing facility. And how about that view right there of Jeff Gordon and Ernie Irvan working around the Speedway. They are 7th and 8th, respectively. Setting it for you, Bobby Hamilton leads. Craven is 2nd, and Freddie 3rd. Rick Masters 4th. Bill Elliott 5th. Mark Martin is now 6th, ahead of Gordon 7th. Irvan 8th. Dale Earnhardt is 9th. And 10th now is Kyle Petty. The pole sitter, Kenny Schrader, he is not faring all that well right now as he is backslid. Even after his pit stop, he is backslid to 35th position. We've talked so much about Bobby Hamilton and Pontiac leading. There you see Hamilton in front. Those of you who may not follow all of the NASCAR rules week in and week out need to know that there was a new rule for Pontiac effective here today. A 1/4 inch increase to 6.5 inches to the height of the rear spoiler right there on the back of the car, and a 1/4 inch reduction of the front air dam height, the lower front balance, to 3.5 inches. So whether that has how much impact, we don't know, but just as a point of reference, those rules are going to effective here this weekend.
Well, they're saying about 20 pounds more downforce in the car. Buddy, could you feel that in a deal like this?
Oh, yeah. Well, what it's good for is real long runs. What you can see visually right there, the nose of the Pontiac is right on the ground. The Chevrolet just behind it is up just a little bit. And you can visually see that it's closer to the ground. That gives it more downforce. Also, the taller rear spoiler will plant the back of the car for forward bite. So everything is to help the Pontiac get in an even playing field.
And Matt Yoakum, I think that is basically the gist of what Bobby Hamilton was telling you earlier today, wasn't it?
That's totally correct, Ron. He told me that you won't see the result of these changes right off at the start of a run or on a restart. But when the course of the run goes to around 40 laps, you are going to see the Pontiac slowly pull away, because that's when the advantage will come in. Talk about another advantage here at Loudon. The tires today are the same tires they raced at Phoenix. Remember, the 43 car picked up their win last year at Phoenix, and this is the same type of car they had there last year. They are looking for a good run today, and they hope it means another victory.
And there you see some of the fellas who are moving on and how they're doing. Derek Cope, by the way, the heavy storyline in the garage area is that he has indeed found himself a home, which will be announced as early as Tuesday of this week. All the supposition is that he is going to be joining Chuck Ryder and the number 30 team effective this coming week. And they plan, so we are told, an announcement as early as Tuesday of this week. So apparently, though there's no confirmation from within the team directly, but apparently what we're hearing, Matt, is they're going to make some kind of an announcement as early as Tuesday.
Eli, a source close to the team told me expect an announcement Tuesday or Wednesday. Derek Cope will be in the 30 car next season. They have a lot of big plans also to announce for next year. The source also tells me expect that Bahari Racing will also go into their own in-house chassis program with Steve Levitt supposedly heading up the operation. As you recall, he used to work for Hendrick Motorsports, and he spent time with the 37 car.
So we'll know more about that as the week continues. You saw Ernie Irvan make a nice power move there, grabbing 6th spot. And here comes Mark Martin in the 6th to the inside of Rick Mast. That's for 4th.
Eli, what you're seeing now is the cars that are balanced the best. So moving towards the front, Ernie Irvan is just absolutely flying. He passed Jeff Gordon just a little bit ago. He's opened up about a 12-car lap lead and has caught the group just in front of him. You can see he's run Rick Mast down, and just in front of him, you can see the 6th car there, Mark Martin. He's catching them, like 3/10 per lap.
Hey, folks, watch this. Let's go back to 18th position now. And this took place just a moment or so ago. Watch what happened here. Nemechek and Steve Grissom. Pardon me.
Whoa.
That was the battle for 17th and 18th position when that bump and go took place on the main straightaway. Meanwhile, Dale Earnhardt there has just gotten around Bill Elliott. So move Earnhardt up into 8th, Elliott back to 9th. Bill's lost a few spots here in the last handful of laps.
As I was saying, you just can't believe when the tires start going away and the downforce is not, the balance in the car is not just right on this racetrack, how fast you can go to the rear.
But Bobby Hamilton's not going to the rear. He took the lead for the third time today at lap number 81. We are now closing in on lap number 100, 1/3 of the way home in the CMT 300. There you see the lead machines at New Hampshire International Speedway, Bobby Hamilton and Ricky Craven. There you see the interval. They have been the dominant cars through the first third of the event. We're now at lap 104. Now back to the third place car. That's John Andretti in the number 98, the winner of the Pepsi 400 at Daytona back in July. Ernie Irvin, who may be the fastest car in the Speedway, is now running in the 4th spot behind John Andretti.
He's running very well. He got by Mark Martin, but he just washed out the middle part of the corner there. You see John Andretti in the 98. Here's the 28 coming down the back straightaway. Lost a little bit of ground. Mark Martin, he had about a 15-car length lead. Just behind them is Jeff Gordon.
They're all running together. You've got Earnhardt in 7th, Rick Massey, Bill Elliott 9th, and Kyle Petty is 10th. Steve Burns, you've been hanging out in the Mark Martin pit, I see.
Yeah, and I just talked to team manager Steve Meal and asked if they made any adjustments. You know, they started 17th, and now they're running 5th. Steve said the only adjustment they made was to put on a new set of tires. No chassis adjustments. Mark thought he had a right front going down, but all they did was bolt on four new Goodyears, and he said he loves this set of tires.
This has not been an incident-free weekend, though, for Mark. He scuffed the wall a bit yesterday. As a matter of fact, final practice, he didn't even have the number on the right side of the car. The car was naked on its right side, and they finished applying the decals following that final practice yesterday. There you see the points as they run, sponsored by Haviland. Haviland Formula 3 motor oil. Add more life to your car. They have all the stat updates for you.
Martin is closing. He is doing really, really well on this championship run this year. 97 could well be Mark Martin's best career year. He's won twice in IROC competition, 3 times in Winston Cup, 5 times in Grand National Racing. Right now, 2nd in points. Most he ever won in a single year was 5 races, Eli. This could be his best.
And he likes these kind of flat tracks. He says he doesn't like the short tracks that are flat particularly. He gets a lot of wheel spin, just the way his driving style is on some of those tracks. He says he doesn't get it here. He doesn't get it in Phoenix, and that's why he's real comfortable on these big, slick, flat tracks.
How would you like to have to close on a guy that's 6 inches off your back bumper, though? Jeff Gordon runs just as well, and that's what makes this championship so interesting. The talent in these 2 race cars that you're looking at are just unbelievable on any type of racetrack.
And the team behind both of those men as well. They're such solid teams. The Roush organization with Mark Martin and the Hendrick operation with Jeff Gordon. A lot of depth in both of those organizations.
There's old Rusty Wallace. He's up to 13th. And remember, Rusty has finished no worse than 7th in the previous 5 races here at New Hampshire International. He started the inaugural here in 33rd. He won. Matter of fact, better than 100 laps that day. Meanwhile, there you see the swap in position. Jeff Gordon has gotten around Mark Martin now. So put Gordon in 5th and Mark, with whom we are riding, back in 6th. If you're curious about Terry Labonte, he's in 24th now. There's Terry following Joe Nemechek in the 23rd spot. Terry Labonte, it's not been a stellar year for Terry. Glenn, we're watching him. He's making moves bit by bit, but it's taken him a while.
Yeah, that's the truth, Eli. You know, I've been spending time right down here right now clocking some of these guys while traffic has spread out. I've been watching Bobby Hamilton. I was clocking him a couple of laps ago, and he turned it completely sideways off of turn 4, and it cost him some time on that lap and the next one. Meanwhile, I'm watching Ernie Irvin and Dale Earnhardt right now. They are consistently 1/10 to 15 hundredths of a second faster than anybody else in the racetrack. I just think it's a matter of time before 28-3 work their way to the front. If they have another caution, I think you're going to see those 2 guys battling for the lead spot.
Good point right there. And, you know, we got to clarify what I said about Terry Labonte as you watch Mark Martin now bypass Gary Bradbury. Mark still running in the 6th spot. We've got Earnhardt closing in right behind. Terry Labonte certainly has finished 6th here last year. He's had, 18 top 10s this year in 24 events. So, I mean, 3/4 of the field would like to have that kind of consistency. It's not what Terry, though, is particularly used to as far as not getting to victory lane.
It'll buy a new mule.
Yeah, but he's had days like today as well, Eli. That team has absolutely struggled since they unloaded that car off the trailer. They haven't been able to pinpoint anything and say this is exactly what's wrong with the car. It's just been slow. They have not been able to fix it. It's the oldest car they have in the stable, and this morning they arrived at the conclusion they really shouldn't have brought that car. They maybe should have brought something else instead.
Of course, 5th in points overall for Terry Labonte. There's Bobby Hamilton, the race leader. He's going to put the 33rd place machine a lap down.
The AT&T one-rate plan has made long-distance pressure.
Lap number 67, the only caution of the day, as Jeff Gordon tags Jeff Bodine, who goes around. 1 lap later under caution, the ailing Jeff Burton is replaced by Todd Bodine. And at lap 81, Bobby Hamilton takes the lead for the 3rd time in the CMT 300. There are some of the fellows who are looking for wins here today. Somewhere, anywhere. It's been a while for some of those fellows. Brett Bodine, Bill Elliott, Bobby Hamilton. On down the line, late speed, not since 1988 in Darlington. Matt, some pretty big names on that list.
And one of the big names on that list, Bill Elliott. Every week they've been getting closer and closer. Mike Dean says each week, if we can just keep that momentum rolling, sooner or later we are going to get back into victory lane. Today, they are tad tight. They were loose before the last pit stop. They went a little too far, and now the car has gone to the tight side. He's going to ride it out. Curley still holding in the top 10. They will ride it out until the next caution, or their pit stop window opens up.
See Bobby Hamilton skating around just a bit there. Let's watch him again, particularly off turn 4. Watch the rear just trying to kick out just a bit on Bobby Hamilton.
Eli, this part of the run, nobody's just riding around out there. All the cars are beginning to skate just a little bit. Him maybe just a little less than the rest.
You don't want the car to push here at New Hampshire. You want the car to be, if anything, a little bit on the loose side. You'd love to have it neutral, but that's almost impossible. The drivers will push the cars to the point of breaking either the nose loose or the tail end loose. It looks as if Hamilton, agree, buddy, having a little problem with the tail end?
Well, yeah, I think everybody, the tires are beginning to get hot. They're getting warm, and everybody's slipping a little bit. You see John Andretti running 3rd there. Ernie Irvin is really on a mission. He's come from 40th to 4th right now, and he'll take over 3rd pretty quick. He's running down some full straightaway in just a few laps here.
The Napa rundown on top of the screen, but Steve, I think Buddy's pretty well hit on what's going on right now.
Exactly. We just listened to Ricky Craven and Andy Graves talking back and forth, and we hear the phrase tire management, but that's exactly what Craven has to do. He says, when I run this car hard, I really start to get loose, and Andy's coaxing him just to calm down and run the car at an even pace.
So we'll see whether that works for Ricky Craven right there, the number 25, who's led here today as early as lap number 4. No, interesting, did you realize that last week at Richmond, first time all year, that not a single one of the Hendrick cars led a lap? Not Jeff Gordon, not Terry Labonte, not Ricky Craven. First time all year, none of the Hendrick cars led even 1 lap at Richmond.
I bet this guy's going to listen to his preaching really well. Ricky Craven does not like a loose race car. If anything, he likes to have it even tighter than some of the other guys. And he does, oh boy, look at this. Look at this.
They've got Robert Presley in the 77. Remember, he took over from Morgan Shepherd earlier in the week there in number 77. A 1-race deal with the Busch Series off this weekend. You saw the moves there, and you see Bill Elliott making the move around Rick Mast. Rick Mast has won here in the past in the NASCAR Busch Series. Matter of fact, the last of his 9 wins in his Busch Series career was here back in 1990. And you know, we talked about guys starting in the back and winning. Even that day in the Busch Series, Rick Mast started 18th and came on to win the race. So starting position hasn't always been the key to victory lane here. Let's watch old Ernie.
Ernie, a very good dirt race car driver, and believe you me, right now he's dirt tracking that car just a little bit. It's not a walk in the park for him. You can see him really working the wheel as he starts off the corner. I was watching him in turn 2 just a second ago. As he started off, the back kicked out. He never cracked the throttle. He just lifted the left rear up and went on.
Never have to worry about him cracking the throttle, do you? That guy is on the gas.
Dirt tracked it all the way to third spot in that move. 127 laps down, 173 as you see on the screen remaining. Only one caution period thus far for the spin involving Jeff Bodine. Nobody's gone to the garage area. Each and every one of the 43 starters still out on the racetrack. Bobby Hamilton took the lead most recently at lap number 81. He can't shake Ricky Craven, but he's not giving up the top spot either. Glad you're with us. We're coming right back.